Imagine being a teenager, ripped from your home, your city in ruins, your family scattered. You're forced into a powerful foreign empire, Babylon, given a new name, new rules, and new expectations. Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah faced this reality. Surrounded by idols and pressured to forget their faith, they made a pact. They would not bow, they would not break. Every day was a test, every meal a challenge to their beliefs. Yet their faith was the one thing no one could take. In a world demanding compromise, they chose conviction. Their story isn't just ancient history. It's for anyone who's ever felt like an outsider. Maybe you've felt it at a new job, a new school, or even in your own family. The world says blend in, but Daniel and his friends knew some things matter more than comfort. Even in Babylon, they were not alone. Their God was with them, and that made all the difference. Their journey was just beginning. The tests would only get harder. But their quiet strength would shape history. This is where their story, and ours, begins. The first test wasn't a battle, it was dinner. The king's food was an honor, but it had been offered to idols. Daniel quietly asked to eat only vegetables and drink water. The official feared for his life if they looked weak, but Daniel proposed a test. 10 days, just vegetables and water. At the end, they looked healthier than anyone else. God honored their faithfulness. This small act of obedience prepared them for greater challenges. They drew a line in the sand, declaring their allegiance to God, not the king. Sometimes, faith is proven in the smallest choices. When we honor God in the little things, He equips us for the big ones. Their courage grew, rooted in God's faithfulness. The world watched and took notice. Their quiet stand spoke louder than any protest. This was just the beginning. Greater tests were coming. Years later, the stakes rose. King Nebuchadnezzar built a golden statue and demanded everyone bow or burn. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refused. While thousands bowed, they stood tall, three lone figures in a sea of compromise. The king threatened the furnace, taunting, "What God can rescue you now?" Their reply, "Our God can save us, but even if He doesn't, we won't bow." Their faith wasn't a bargain, it was conviction. Furious, the king ordered the furnace 7 times hotter. The flames killed the soldiers who threw them in. But inside, the king saw 4 men walking unharmed, the fourth like a son of the gods. In their greatest trial, they were not alone. God met them in the fire. The impossible became reality. Their stand shook the empire. Faith doesn't always avoid the fire, but it never faces it alone. Their courage changed everything. The world saw a faith that could not be burned. Their story became legend. The king called them out, unharmed, not even smelling of smoke. The fire meant to destroy them set them free. Nebuchadnezzar declared their God the true God. 3 men's courage changed a king and a nation. Their faith became a testimony for generations. We all face furnaces, fear, pressure, loss. The world asks us to bow to its idols. Will you stand, trusting God is with you in the fire? Remember, you are never alone. The same God who walked with them walks with you. Their story is an invitation to trust, to stand firm, to see God in your own furnace. What fire are you facing today? Look again. He is there.